Okay, folks, starting out in your child's pose just means you're sitting on your feet. And you could try to put your two big toes together in the back. And you can have distance between your knees or not. It really doesn't matter. It's whatever's comfortable. Come on down so that your spine kind of curls over your legs. Your forehead comes down. And if it feels tight or your body doesn't sink into this position, you can take a long time to let your upper body curl down. You can rest on your elbows and just hang your head. And then taking all the time that you need, start to breathe really deeply into that back, the whole back body. And we'll take some time just to be here and breathe, and just transition into this practice mode. Breathe deeply into the sides of your body, so feeling your rib cage expand outward as you inhale. And feel the rib cage compressing inward as you exhale. And then pull the breath deeply into your belly. Feel your belly expand on the inhale. And feel your belly compress inward on the exhale, using all those strong belly muscles that wrap in towards your low back. And take your time, take a few more moments, just settling in. Your legs are getting compressed here, so we have a nice massage for your calves, a nice stretch out on the fronts of your shins. Your quads and your hamstrings are getting stretched and smooshed. All right, as well as your lower back getting nice and neutralized by this posture, kind of taking the curve out of your low back and the back of your neck. So your spine gets to reset. And the more you breathe deeply into this very handy reset button, hopefully the more release your body will be able to experience. Feel your hips and shoulders melting downward with each breath. Feel your neck is long, your armpit soft. Hopefully you feel your body has softened a little bit into this posture. And we'll start to activate upper body. So just walk your hands out just enough that you can feel your arms are long. However, make sure your neck is still long. So although your hands are walking away from your ears, okay, in the front, draw your shoulders away from your ears toward the back. So there's a lot of space around your neck. And you can lift your forehead, lift your palms, maybe even lift your elbows nice and high and start to look side to side. Look under one armpit as you twist your upper back and look under the other. And let's just take a few like this, side to side. Just twisting, massaging out your neck. Come on back to center with that little movement. Pause, and then drop your palms to the floor again. And then pull yourself up to hands and knees. Come on up to a tabletop position. So your upper body nice and flat, like a tabletop. Let's get the right leg out behind. Just send it out there in the air. Make sure we have a nice internal rotation on that right hip. So if you would point your right toes, they would point at the floor, okay? And then rock some extra weight into that right hand. Okay, spread the right fingers wide. Let's see if we could reach forward with the left hand. So we've got right leg and left arm up. And do your best to push the floor here and really stabilize. Breathe here. Find that you can lift that belly button, lift the heart up and forward to make a long spine. And do your best to keep the right hip tucked under, even though it's challenging. So if this is ever too much, you can just drop the left hand, okay? You can just do this with your hands down. So hands up or hands down. As you're ready, with your inhale, reach out long through the lifted arm and leg. Reach, 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 reach. As you exhale, pull the right knee into your nose. Pull the left elbow in too. See if you could put them all together. Again, inhale, reach out really long. Think the back body being strong here. And exhale, pull it in, knee to elbow, nose too. And let's do that a few more times, just building some warmth. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Maybe close your eyes here. Find a little rhythm. Notice on your inhales, the back body is lifting the arm and leg. On the exhales, the back body stretches open and the front body works. Let's do it 3 more times. Nice and easy, nice and slow. So you can make these really gentle if you like. Or you can also make them really warming. So I want you to find the vibe of your practice and just keep with it, okay? Feel free to modify it anytime. As you're ready, next time you pull in, let's hold right there. So we have the knee and the elbow underneath us. We have the nose in the mix too. And we're pushing the floor. Hold here. You can do 2 hands down. You can do 1 hand down. Keep breathing. And I'm going to give you a funky option to play around with. As you're balancing here, grip a lot with your right hand. So push down into the floor with that right hand, spread the fingers, and see if you could come up on your left kneecap. It is challenging and really tricky and bouncy, but it's fun. So go ahead and play. Maybe 1 more breath here. And then let it go. Come on all the way down with all your hands and all your knees. Tuck your toes here, knees up. And if you take your feet kind of wide and your knees bent, just walk your hands back to your feet. And let's just hang and swing. You can have your legs really soft and easy. Letting your upper body just hang. Shake your head. So this is great. We get a nice traction feeling in the spine. So just embrace it. Let your spine hang. Okay, we'll start to roll up. So ground into both of your feet and start to knees bent, stack yourself all the way up. Okay, think of inhaling at the top and reaching nice and high, lifting your heart maybe. Exhale here, bend your elbows. We're gonna drop elbows into a cactus shape and then keep them going. Think of lifting your heart as your elbows come down. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up nice and tall, heart up. Then exhale, cactus arms drop, lift the heart even higher. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus arms down, heart up. Nice. Bringing it back down. Inhaling to reach up and exhaling, let's fold. Hinging at your hips. You can bend your knees and come all the way down. Once your palms land, Walk them forward and find yourself back on hands and knees. And we'll just do the other side, okay? So we call this a bird dog shape. When you reach out with that left leg behind you, make sure you tuck the left hip under, lifting the left belly button in so your low back is strong and safe. Everything's wrapped up. Spread those left fingers wide, grip down into the floor, and reach forward with that right hand. So you can always drop the right hand, okay, if it's ever too much. But notice your strength here. The front body is pushing down. The back body is lifting up. So you're strong in different directions. And your core is always engaged. So here we go. We'll start to move. Reaching out long on your inhale. Pull it in strong on your exhale. Pulling the knee, elbow, and nose together. Let's keep it going. Maybe close your eyes if this is really easy. Make it more challenging by adding an element of balance. If it's too hard, make it more gentle by dropping the right hand. Back body warming up, supporting and opening your front body. Bird dog shape. Okay, friends, let's do 3 more. Two more. We're gonna hold this last one, okay? Come on in and hold. Knee and elbow together, nose is in there too. It's challenging, but you can hold it and breathe. And feel free to put the left hand or right hand down. However, with or without the right hand down, see if you want to bend that right knee and start to point the right toes up. Little challenge for you. One more big breath here. And let it go. All the toes down behind you, go ahead and tuck them. Again, lift your knees. You can walk your feet a little wide and walk your hands back to your feet. Let's hang again. Hang and swing. All right, notice that you can let your spine really hang here. Let the back of your neck really let go. And then as you're ready, okay, inhale and roll it up again. Roll yourself all the way up. Reach up tall again. And let's do some squats, some chair squats here. So with your exhale, drop your hips here. We're going to bend the knees. Think of moving your knees out directly over your toes and lifting your heart up as your tailbone goes down. Okay, inhale, back up to standing. We're going to do it again, just like that. Exhale, drop your hips into your chair squat. Try to pull the knees together slightly, okay? One more, inhale to lift. Exhale, down into your chair squat. Now let's see if we could hold here for one complete breath in with a long neck, pulling those knees toward each other. And hold for your complete exhale. Maybe drop a little lower. Feel your legs get warm. Nice. Inhale, bring it all the way up. Lift that heart. And exhale, hinge it all the way down, all the way to a fold. Nice. Your palms are down here. Walk it forward to a downward facing dog. Just go ahead and find a nice down dog. Hands pushing the floor away from you. Your tailbone points away from your hands, okay? And I like to think of the feet trying to rip the mat in half. The hands are pushing away from the feet, okay? Trying to rip the mat in half. You're so strong with your arms and legs. So take a few moments here, just rolling your shoulder blades around, kind of fidgeting into your downward facing dog. Okay, I'm a big fan of the pedal out of the heels, happening to open up the backs of the legs. Let's start to move, friends. So grounding into your left foot with your inhale, sweep that right leg up and out behind you. Do your best to keep your hips level. With your exhale, draw that right knee towards your right elbow. See if you could hover. Inhale, point the right knee at your left elbow. And exhale, point it back at your right. Little core activation for you. Inhale, send that right leg out behind. Okay, this time as you exhale, send that right knee forward again, but this time just plant the foot on the floor between your hands. We're gonna drop the left heel, the back heel, okay? Dropping that back heel, the back toes still point forward. Just go ahead and sweep yourself up to standing and find your warrior one. So pause here in warrior one with me, just getting things set up. You want to imagine that your hips and shoulders are both facing out toward the front of your space, okay? Your left hip is going to kind of pull back a little bit, but I want you to think of pulling forward on the left hip as you press into that left outer edge of your left foot. So really pressing down watertight. Dropping into that right hip. You can send the right knee forward. Just don't let it pass its own foot, okay? Nice. Here in warrior one, you can lift your arms up if you like. You can lift your chest too. And think of pulling that belly button in and strong legs. Slightly pulling the feet together. Okay, so strong posture. I want you to feel like you can take up a lot of space here. Let's take 3 more breaths here in warrior one. Feel free to drop more deeply into it as you resist the floor with your legs. 2 more breaths, warriors. 1 more big breath in. All right, as you exhale, open your arms out to the left, like you're trying to give someone a hug. Think of opening your hips and shoulders out to the left too. Find yourself in a warrior two. I will spin around to face you here. Okay, warrior two. You want to think of your hips and shoulders both facing directly out to the left. Your legs are still strong, okay? Very strong in both legs. And you're still pressing down strong into the outer edge of the left foot, okay? If you need a break, you can straighten the right leg more. So let's take a few more breaths here. Drop your shoulder blades, center your heart over your tailbone. You can gaze out over that left hand. Do your best to keep the legs open like a book. Nice. One last big exhale here. I think you can maybe drop into your right hip a little bit more. And then as you're ready, big breath in, stand up into that right leg. Go ahead and straighten it out. You can reach up with your hands, okay? Big exhale as you open your arms out wide and start to reach through that right hand, forward over the right leg. Let's pause here. Okay, building a triangle posture. So maybe you, like me, need to step your back foot forward a little bit, your left foot. So you can scooch it in a little bit, okay? You want a shorter stance perhaps. And then we'll just keep reaching that right hand over the right leg. I want you to think of being long on all sides of your spine. And even though you're pushing down into your legs and still pulling them toward each other, you have a slight bend in your right knee. So at some point, your right hand's gonna come to your right thigh or your shin or your foot or the floor. You might even have a block you want here, but just don't press down on your knee, okay? Take some time here in triangle. Strong feet press down, okay? And pull them in toward each other. Okay, the back toes still point slightly forwardish. And if everything's going great here in your triangle posture, you can kind of lean into it a little bit if you kind of want to open it up. Really pull your belly button inward towards your spine, like you're trying to point your tailbone at your left toes, okay, over there on the floor. And you can start to press your hips forward out to the left and maybe even roll that top armpit open to look up. Think about how long your spine is. 3 more breaths here. Push into those feet. Try to pull them together. 2 more breaths. Last one, okay? Very nice. Right here, just bend that right knee, and you can bring all your hands back to the floor under your shoulders, inside that right foot. Okay. We can pop up the left heel from here. Let's see if we can transition up and back to a 3-leg dog with the right leg up. So inhaling here, right leg up and out behind. Okay, send it nice and high. And then pause here, just a scorpion that hip, bending the right knee. Okay, pointing those right toes to the left. Make sure as you point the toes to the left, you pull back on the left hip and drop that right shoulder. We'll take a few breaths here, scorpions. Okay, notice that big opening feeling on the back of your left leg. And remain strong in your upper body. One more breath here. Pull back that left hip. Maybe extend the right leg if you like. All right, let it go. Go ahead and drop the right foot next to the left. Pedal out your heels. That left leg should be feeling nice on the back. Okay. Let's take a little vinyasa, so feel free to come along. If you need a rest, you can always just take a break, however. Here goes. Inhaling here, find a plank. Heart moves forward to your hands. Exhaling here, come down halfway. Just squeeze your elbows in by your ribs. Press it up back to a plank on your inhale, and then reach one hand up. Drop your heels to the other side. Find a side plank. So either side works. One hand up. You can drop your bottom knee too, okay? And then with your exhale, bring it back down to a plank. Again, halfway down. Pull your elbows into your ribs. Remember, you can do this with your knees down too, okay? And inhale all the way back up to your plank. Now find another side plank. Reach up with one hand and point your heels to the other side. Nice and tall. And exhale down to your plank. One more time. Halfway down. Pull your elbows into your ribs. Inhale to press back up to your plank. And exhale. You can hop it or step it to your hands and fold. Inhale here. Roll yourself up. Reach up tall. Exhale here, drop your hips into a chair posture. We're gonna make this a cactus chair. So drop your shoulder blades as you drop your hips. Inhale to stand. And exhale, hinging at your hips, fold it. Halfway up, inhale. And a big fold on your exhale. Palms come back to the floor here. Inhale, and you can hop it or step it back to your plank. And exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Right on your inhale, find just a one little cobra. Grip the mat. Pull your heart up and forward just as far as you like. It can be high or low. And with your exhale, bring it down. Tuck your toes, and I'll meet you in a downward facing dog. Okay, you can come up through hands and knees if you like, or some people, you might want to challenge yourself to come up through a plank to a down dog. So feel free to make it what you need. Make it what you want. Walk it out here in your downward facing dog. Take some breaths. Maybe 5 or 6 breaths here in down dog as you press your feet away into the mat, press your hands into the mat. Maybe close your eyes. Notice the shoulder blades sliding down your back as you pull your elbows inward. And then if you can really activate your kneecaps upward towards your hips, maybe start to walk your hands a few inches away from your feet. Okay, finding some length in your spine. Even if the heels come up, that's okay. Just keep activating them downward. Okay, we're ready to do the other side, friends. So here we go. Inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. Try to keep the hip level if you can. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Pause here, hover for a little core work. Inhale as you send the left knee to the right elbow. Exhale, left knee back to the left elbow. Inhale, left leg up and out behind again. This time, stepping through to a lunge, okay? Exhale, pull that left knee forward, drop the foot between your hands. So we'll transition to a warrior one on this side. That means we need to drop the right heel to the floor, so the right toes point slightly out to the right and slightly forward. And then you can press yourself up to your warrior one. So in warrior one, hips and shoulders face forward, okay? You'll feel that right hip kind of pulling forward. So really pull that thing forward, drop into the outer edge of the right foot, push it down. So you're strong in the left leg as well. Both legs push down into the floor and draw toward each other. You can reach your arms up in a warrior one. Think of lifting your heart, dropping into your legs at the same time. Belly button always pulls in. 3 more breaths here, warrior one. Just letting the magic of the posture kind of sink in. 2 more breaths. Push into your legs. 1 more breath, okay? Nice. With your next inhale, open up into a warrior two. Gonna face your hips and shoulders out to the right now, okay? Opening yourself wide like a book. And I'll spin around to face you. Okay, warriors, take up a lot of space. Be a bit fierce, okay? Fierce warrior, gentle warrior, okay? Either way, you're dropping into your feet and you're pulling them toward each other. So the legs are on. Okay, your shoulders down the back, your heart over your tailbone. You can gaze out over the front hand. Let the legs work here. 3 more breaths. Think of pointing that left knee directly over its toes. It never collapses inward, okay? Keep the left knee on track. 1 last breath. All right, inhaling here, extend to that left knee. Whew. You can reach your arms up if you like. And then exhale, open the arms wide, start to reach over that left leg, and then pause as you continue to lengthen and reach, and maybe step that right foot a little bit forward. We want a shorter stance here. So keep reaching, long in your waist. Tailbone is trying to point at your right toes, okay? So don't let it point back behind you. At some point, you're gonna wanna grab that left leg somewhere. Just avoid pushing down on your knee joint. Keep it a little bit soft. And we'll hang here and just breathe. You can make this posture really gentle by just resting your left hand on your left knee. Okay, it's still a similar place. Keeping your long neck, tailbone pointing at your toes. You can bring it all the way to the floor. It's really up to you. Breathe. Okay, really tuck that tailbone toward the right toe. Think of maybe pressing your hips out to the right if you feel pretty good here, and leaning open in the top in that right side of your chest. Maybe 1 more breath into the right side of your low back and your rib cage. As you're ready, we're going to let it go. So bending into that left knee, we can come down with all hands down under the shoulders, inside the left foot. Let's pop up the right heel and see if we can come up to a 3-leg dog on this side. So inhale, left leg up and out behind, 3-leg dog. We're going to scorpion this dog. So bend your left knee, point the toes to the right, but at the same time, we've got to pull back on the right hip, and we've got to drop into the left shoulder. So do all that and breathe. Breathing space into the back of that right leg. Should be nice and warm. Maybe extend your left leg on the last breath. And then we're letting it go. Dropping that left foot to the floor next to the right. Okay. So we're going to come along in another vinyasa. Feel free to join or take a break. You can always drop into a child's pose. Here we go. Same as before. Inhaling here. Heart moves forward to a plank. Okay, exhaling here, halfway down. Remember, your elbows are going to scrape your ribs, and you can use your knees on the floor. Inhale up to a side plank. One hand reaches up. Your heels drop in the other direction. Lift that side. Exhale all the way down, okay? Elbows into ribs through your plank. Nice and slow. Inhale, press it back up to a plank. Find the other side plank. Other hand reaches up. Heels point away. Lift your side. Okay, coming down through your plank on the exhale, elbows to ribs. Final time. Inhale up to your plank. And this time, exhale all the way down. Okay, inhale for that cobra. Pull that heart up. And exhale to downward facing dog. Come on up and back. I'll meet you. Take a moment here in your downward facing dog, just pedaling out your heels. Shake your head. Okay, building some nice warmth all over. And then as you're ready with your inhale, let's get the right leg up and out behind. Exhale here, right knee forward. See if you can drop the foot between your hands. Come up on your fingertips here, just underneath your shoulders. And inhale to launch that left leg up into the air. And let's hold here and just breathe. Okay. So remember that you can bend the right knee a lot, a whole lot. Okay. You can really make this nice and low. But no matter what you're doing, see if you can lengthen and strengthen through the left leg and lift it high without lifting your left hip. So let the glute do the work, okay? Hang your head. See if you could put your fingers very close to your right foot. And then you have so many options to make it more gentle. Okay, by bending the knee. Or you can experiment and wrap your right forearm around your right lower leg. And then maybe you just need one of your left fingertips on the floor. Sometimes one fingertip can keep you balanced. Or you can grab the right ankle with your left hand as well. So play around here. 3 more breaths. Find strength in the right leg. Lift in the left. 2 more breaths. Let your head hang, okay? If you find yourself holding it, let it go. Last breath. Okay, fingertips back to the floor, palms back to the floor. Drop the left toes to the floor behind you and drop that left knee. And now that we got this right leg nice and warm, let's go ahead and rock the hips forward and back. Just feeling that right hip, right hamstring. Okay, next time you rock forward into the right hip, let's pause and just breathe here. We'll take a moment just to enjoy the lunge. Once you're feeling pretty settled in, you might need to come up on your fingertips if you need a little space, but you'll just start to press down into your feet. So I want you to activate your legs, of course, and pull them toward each other. And then ground into that left hand. Go ahead and reach up with the right. We'll just take a little twisting time here and breathe. So I want you to make sure both elbows are slightly bent and both shoulders are active. You're not sinking into the left shoulder, okay? So keep it far away from your ears. Keep the legs active and breathe. If you want more space in the right side of your chest, you might cactus the right arm and kind of peel the armpit open there. Additionally, you can tuck the left toes and hover the left knee, thinking about lifting your left kneecap as high as you can. Okay, a few more breaths. Think of pressing the floor down, dropping into the right hip as you lift the left. The bigger your breath here, the more you can really open up your rib cage, massage your spine. One more breath. And let's bring that right hand down. You can drop it back on the outside of your right foot. Drop the left knee, and we're transitioning to a pigeon here. So shimmy your right foot to the left and drop that right knee. Take your time here. So I want you to take a little time just getting settled in your pigeon. So use your hands out in front of you, fingertips, hands, whatever works. Look at the ground and then make sure both your hips are level. And you could put your right foot closer to you to make this easier. You could take your right foot farther away to make it more opening into that right outer hip. But make sure the top of the left foot is on the floor so the left hip is internally rotating. And then you're all good. You're all ready to start to walk your hands out. Nice and slow. Maybe coming down to your elbows, letting your head hang. You can feel nice here. And you may want to come all the way down. So breathe here. Even though your head is down, your legs are still active. You're not quite clocked off here. So use your legs to push the floor a little bit. And then strengthen your glutes. Think of pulling each leg inward toward its own hip socket. Okay, as you lie here in your pigeon posture, this is a great time to just notice how you feel. Notice how your body's feeling today about this posture. Maybe you can notice some of the effects of your practice in your body or your breath or your general energy feel right now. Let's take one more long, slow breath in and out. Okay, friends. Pigeons, start to peel yourself up and out of this. There's no rush, none at all. Take your time. Back up on your hands, okay? Tuck those left toes, hover the left knee. Let's see if we can make it up to a three-leg dog from here. So inhale, right leg up and out behind. Find that three-leg dog, okay? Scorpion that hip. We're gonna point the right toes to the left as we pull back on the left hip. And then I wanna give you the option to stay here in scorpion, take a break if you need it, or you can drop those right toes all the way to the floor on the left. Okay, think of coming down to your tippy toe. Okay, making a plank leg, like a side plank leg out of your left leg. And then you can reach that right arm up and over. It's a nice little back bend. You can think of opening your heart more, or you can think of opening your side. One more breath wherever you are. It's called a flip dog or a wild thing. Okay, if you flipped out, flip back over. We're gonna bring the right hand back around to the floor, right leg back up in the air. So everyone, inhale in your 3-leg dog, right leg up, and exhale, drop the right foot. Okay, and we'll go straight to the other side. So inhaling here, left leg up and out behind. Exhaling here, send that left knee forward, drop the foot between your hands. Go ahead and come up on your fingertips, and we're gonna inhale the right leg up into the air, launch, and hold, breathe. Hang your head, okay? So you can make this really relaxing by just bending the left knee, taking it easy. Or you can make it really strong by pressing into the left foot and lifting the right leg nice and high. But keep the right hip down, okay? Let the right glute do the work. You can put your fingers by your left foot here, kind of decreasing the surface area of your base to challenge yourself. Maybe 1 or 2 hands on your left leg. Try one fingertip if you need a little support. Makes a huge difference. So this posture is great because while we're here, there's a lot going on that really helps us to release tension in the left leg. So you can feel the little stabilizer muscles of your left leg and foot working. And that's great. We're doing this on purpose because it's gently warming and balancing the whole leg. In the meantime, the right glute is supporting this whole huge leg in the air, and it's getting a great workout. Maybe one more breath here. And then fingertips back on the floor. Let's drop the right toes, drop the right knee, and find a nice little lunge that you want to kind of rock around in, forward and back. You're just noticing how that left leg, how the hip feels. Okay, coming back forward into your lunge, pause here, and start to get the legs nice and active. So press down into both legs, pull them slightly inward. You want to feel really strong. When you're ready, ground into your right hand and reach up with your left. So reaching up into a nice twist here. Okay, now I'll spin around to face you. So remember, you can keep your twist very gentle if you like, just keeping it really gentle. But keep your legs at least a little bit active. Don't let them fall asleep. And then keep your elbows bent and your shoulders active. So still your shoulders are moving away from your ears. Okay. If you want to spice it up a little bit, you can tuck the back toes, hover the back knee. And you want to think of lifting your right hip as you drop into your left. 3 more breaths here. Think of twisting the top half of your body open, maybe even cactusing the left arm to peel it back in the armpit. 1 more breath. Coming back down with those left fingertips outside the left foot. Let's drop the back knee and transition it to a pigeon. So left foot shimmies to the right, left knee drops. And remember your options. Okay, take your hands out in front of you to hold yourself up while you align. Okay, it's super important that we're aligned. So the hips are lined up evenly with the floor. They're level with each other. You can move the left foot closer to you or further away. And we want to make sure the right leg has an internal rotation at the hip with the top of the right foot on the floor. And then once you're aligned, then start to make your way down. Maybe you want to hang your head for a little while on your elbows. Maybe coming all the way down to lay with your head resting on the floor. Keep the legs strong, okay? They don't have to be 100% cranking. Maybe give them 5 to 10% of your strength. Pressing downward, pulling inward. Breathe. Okay, tune into the sensations in your right and left hip, your low back. Three more breaths here, long and slow. Noticing how you feel. Any remaining tension in your body is melting away here. One more breath. Take your time, pigeons coming up and out of this. So walk your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Tuck your right toes, hover your right knee, and let's come up and back to a three-leg dog. Okay, left leg up and out behind. Okay, as you exhale, scorpion that hip, bending at the knee, pull the toes to the right as you pull back on the right hip. So you can stay here in the scorpion. You can take it down if you need a break, or you can try to flip dog on this side, allowing the left toes to drop to the floor on the right, making a side plank leg out of your right leg, and that left arm can go up and over for more of a side bend, or you can flip your heart upward for more of a back bend. Breathe wherever you are. One more breath. Big heart open, big hip open. And we're bringing it back around. Left hand back on the floor. Left leg back up. Big breath in. Send it high. And exhale. Drop the left foot. Take a moment here. Pedaling out your heels. Feeling your legs. Last down dog of this practice. Hopefully noticing some nice openness in your legs and your shoulders. As you're ready, just come down to your knees. Sit your hips onto one side and come to a very comfortable seat. So find just any comfy seat that works for you. If you just want to cross your shins and sit your ankles next to your knees, then you'll be in Sukhasana or easy pose. You can rest your hands on your feet, close your eyes, and just sit up tall. Just tune into how your body's feeling. Think about sitting heavily into each of your sitting bones, lifting your low back up and out of that. And having a heart that moves up as the shoulder blades move down and together. Maybe a little tuck in your chin and a little pull back in your belly button to keep your spine as long and neutral as it can be. And here's where we'll finish this practice. Okay, so just start to let go of controlling your breath and find your natural breath pace again. Notice if your natural breath pace is any different from it was when we started about 45 minutes ago. Release all extraneous tension in your body. All you need is just enough strength to sit up. Everything else can just roll off as you breathe. Let your face be soft. Notice every sound. Notice every sensation. And please give yourself time, just like this, resting to let your practice soak in. Give yourself some time to reset before you go out into the world. The longer, the better. This is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thanks so much for joining me.